8 p.m. Time for us to get started. So, I said to you before, we're expecting to have a really, really powerful call tonight. This week's going to be a big week for us because at the end of this week, we've got Impact Ireland. That means you've got just 4 days left to get as many people as you can to listen to this weekend's call. Now, if you were on the training last night that David Dimonetier did, you would know that we've got some incredible speakers this weekend. We're going to have Bob Proctor on. We're going to have Eric Worre on. The things that you can learn and the things that your team can learn this weekend can change your lives in 2021. The most powerful thing you can do is have as many people as possible listening to that call. It's not just about you listening to it, it's about having more people listening to it. That's something that Brandon's been doing for all of his career, selling these events to other people and building a team. At that point, I'm going to pass this over to Brandon because he's the guy who can tell you how to do that. He's Chairman 50 with his business. He's from Utah in the USA. Brandon Boyd. Brandon, over to you, my friend.
Awesome. Well, first of all, I want to make sure that you guys can hear me loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
All right. Awesome. Well, first of all, guys, I'm super excited to be on here. I'm actually going to bring up, if you guys actually want my notes, I'm going to actually bring up some slides for you guys here. I had restarted my computer and it actually took the slides off. So one second here. All right, here we go. And I'm going to do a share screen so that way, that, instead of you guys having to take notes, you'll actually be able to see this. We'll get you access to recording. I'll show you where to actually get this as well. So hope you guys had a great weekend. Just like Roger said, we got a lot going on here in the USA with, some voting tomorrow and stuff like that. But I don't want people to get distracted. It's not about just the voting. It's about how about you vote for your own life? I think some people are so interested, in other people's lives and what's going on that they're not even interested in their own success and voting for themselves. And they're so into the stats of LeBron James and who's the GOAT and all this kind of stuff that they don't want to become the GOAT of their own life. And so I want to talk about how to actually stay consistent. This was a training that I did at a convention a couple of years ago. And I felt like it was really important to bring this back today because a lot of times we're talking about strategy. We're talking about, how to build a team the right way, how to place people, how to go chairman, how to have, the right skills and strategies with trading and stuff. But without consistency, none of those things even matter, frankly. Yes, you can have vision. Yes, you got to have goals. Yes, you've got to have belief. But without laser focus and consistency, no great thing will be achieved. So that's why I tell people my name is consistency. I'm related to success. We should hang out more than once in a while, right? Like if you want to be successful, you've got to be consistent. The reality is that 95% of people who enroll in this company, no matter how good the system is, no matter how many good go lives that we do, how motivating the events are. Okay. For example, this weekend, okay, there's a virtual convention. We can motivate, we can inspire, we can recognize, we can even release new stuff. But no matter what we do, no matter what we release, no matter how much we inspire, no matter how good the trainings are, most people don't do anything. 95%. You could set up the greatest gym in the world. The majority of people will never show up. And even the ones that do, they show up for a week and they stop. You have to realize that 95% of people, they don't do anything. So if you want to know how to actually use that to your advantage, I want you to put a 111 inside the chat. Go ahead and blow up the chat. I want to know how many actually want to use this to your advantage. Okay. All right. Perfect. So first, you got to ask yourself the question, is it a knowledge issue? No, because the training and the information is actually there. We've done hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of training videos, everything on how to become a great trader, how to become a chairman, and all that stuff. It's not a knowledge issue. In fact, sometimes I've found the more knowledge that people have about trading, the worse they do, because they start having success and they're like, ooh, look at this new Bollinger Band over here. That's going to change everything for the better. And they actually get worse. They have 2 bad days and then they change their whole strategy altogether. So it's definitely not a knowledge issue. Then you have to ask yourself the question, is it a motivation issue? Is there a daily routine not set in place? These are good questions to ask. Is it because of vision? Who do you want to become? What's the vision you have for this? You know, most people, they don't have vision, they have sight. They just want to get to the weekend so they can get their check. And then if all of a sudden the check is a little less, or somebody quits, or they lose a few trades, they go from I'm a visionary to I'm quitting, I'm going to go do something else. You're not a visionary. Okay, a visionary is a person who keeps on going anyway. You have to ask yourself, who do you want to become? That's the real question. People say, Brandon, what diet plan should I be on? It's not the diet plan. It's who do you want to be? That's the real question. Brandon, what do I need? This strategy. This is what's going to take me to the top. Well, it may, but without you consistently doing things, remember that consistency is related to success, right? You want to be successful, you got to be consistent. Without consistency, no amount of training that myself or Dr. Lee or anybody else can give you is going to help you become successful. And so that's why I tell people, and this is one of my prosperity pillars, I act in spite of my mood. So I want you to write that down. I act in spite of my mood. And you do it despite and until, meaning despite the circumstances around you, despite that you lost your job, despite that you can't pay your bills, despite any issues that are going on in your life, you go until. And then people ask, well, when do I stop? I remember Ivan Tapia was asked at a convention a few years ago. They said, yeah, but once I hit these ranks, when do I stop? And he kind of just gave a funny look. He said, you don't. I mean, did Michael Jordan stop? Well, he stopped playing, but he's making more money today, 17 years later, than he ever made in the NBA. Okay. Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, they could have stopped years ago. They're still going. It's not just about the money. It's about impact. And that's a question you have to ask yourself is, do you really actually want to make impact? Or do you just want to get that money, pretend you care about people, and then go off the grid and enjoy your island to yourself? See, you act in spite of your mood. I don't feel like doing this. Well, guess what? Welcome to the club. Most people don't either. I don't like network marketing. Neither do I. I like the results of it, the lifestyle it gives, the debt freedom, financial freedom, okay? The ability to travel, not having to ask the boss for time off, okay? And I'm going to be real with you guys. You don't need another book. You don't need another training. You don't need routine. In fact, you don't even need this training. You don't need the training. You don't need routines. All of them are there. What you need is vision and belief. When you have vision and you have belief and you're consistent, nothing will stand in your way of success. People think, well, I got to get this book. Now, the book is good. Why don't you just go write your own freaking book by the actions that you take? Stop reading about everybody else's success and go out and create your own success. Everybody is so interested in reading about other people's lives and what they've done to have success. That's great. I think that's wonderful. I think that personal development is very important. But do you realize that there are more people that spend more time in awe of those on personal development audios than going out and creating their own freaking life? Why don't you go and write your own stinking book based upon what you actually do? And stop talking about legacy and go freaking leave a legacy. Not a legacy of, man, he enjoyed listening to audios. Oh, he was really into books. Oh, he took a lot of notes on books. How about you forget the notes and just go and do what's in the freaking book? You see what I'm saying? Some people are so into, oh man, Brandon, I got in your training. I took 4 pages of notes. Amazing. Tell me, out of the 4 pages of notes you took, how much action you took that next week. You had all that time to write it down. But when you got done with that training or that convention and you got back home and you got back to the reality of your life and life smashed you and knocked you on the blind side, did you really take those notes to heart? Or was that just in a certain atmosphere that you felt motivated, inspired? I'm going to go conquer the world like Alexander the Great. And then you get home and you get a fist thrown in your face. Everybody's got a plan till life punches them in the face. Vision and belief is going to pull you guys through the times that you feel like quitting. And that's why I tell people that if you're persistent, you will get it. However, if you're consistent, you'll keep it. Persistency is amazing. Consistency is better, because you'll hit the rank and you'll keep the rank. Or you can be like other people. You can hit a rank and take a vacation. You can hit a certain amount in your trading account and call yourself the GOAT and start doing high lot sizes and lose everything. That's why I say that consistency really is the key. We become what we want to be by consistently being what we want to become each day. We become what we want to be by consistently being what we want to become each day. Okay? Very important for you guys to understand that, because consistent action creates consistent results. People have asked me for so long, how have you been able to do what you've been able to do? I'm not the best. I'm not the best speaker. I'm not the best trainer. I'm not the best recruiter. I'm not the best trader. But I will tell you this, there's very few people that show up as much as I do. There's very few people that do 22 webinars a week for over a decade straight. There's very few people have done 934 episodes of Morning Motivation. There's very few people have done over 400 network marketing trainings. There's very few people that are willing to show up at the office building before me. I'm usually the first one in the parking lot. Okay? Consistency will catch up and go past all the inconsistent people, the people who are smart, the people who rely on IQ rather than the attitude of I can. IQ will only get you so far. If you have piss poor work ethic, I don't care how good your IQ is. The person who has the I can attitude and it takes daily consistent action, profit producing revenue activities, okay, those are the people that are going to pass up the people who are considered to be smart. Because if you want to be taken seriously, you got to be consistent. If your people are looking at your timeline and they see that you're inconsistent with posting, that you're inconsistent with your business, that you're inconsistent with actually putting out content and action, you're inconsistent about, should I go? Should I leave? You know, should I either stay in this company or am I going to actually go to convention, or am I going to say, it's $25. I can't make it. I'm busy. Jim Rohn said, busy doing what? Let's be real. The people who say I'm busy, I guarantee that they'll watch NCAA college football this weekend. Probably some of them will watch the NFL, National Football League, the American football, okay? They will wonder, is Tom Brady still going to be good at 42? And they will just still look at him and say, wow, is he still going to be able to do it? The real question is, are you going to show up when you're as young as some of you guys are who are on this call? It's not about Tom Brady. It's not about LeBron James. Those guys are continuing to play. Do you know why? Because they continually show up. Everyone acts like it's such a surprise. To me, it's surprising that people think that that is so phenomenal. They just consistently show up year after year after year. So here's my challenge for you guys today who are watching this. Number one is you want to create your vision. Stop looking at this as, I got to pay my bills. That's not a vision. Why did you get in? I want to make 10 grand a month. That's not a vision. Okay, that will not pull you out of bed in the morning, because I promise you, if you lose a couple trades or someone leaves your business, that vision will go out the window. That whole $10,000 a month, you'll be like, you know what? Maybe I'll go back to that comfortable job I have. I got a safe, secure paycheck. Yeah, until the pandemic hit, when it was all gone, and so was the insurance benefits. Create your vision. Who do you want to be? What do you want your life to look like? Who is the person that you're actually going to be in this? Not what's the business going to do for me. Question is, what are you going to do with the business? That's like walking into a gym and saying, what are these machines going to do for me? The real question is, what are you going to do with the machines? How's your mindset? So create your vision. Number 2, I want you to commit to act every time you don't feel like building. Okay. There are days where some of us, including myself, we have to realize you're not going to feel like doing a whole lot of things in life. So let's just make that clear. You are not going to feel like doing a whole lot of things in life. So you need to make it a daily ritual that you commit to act every time that you don't feel like building or learning how to trade. You do it anyway. Why? Because you act in spite of your mood. Okay, there are certain days I don't want to go to the gym, but 26 years later, I'm still going. I go because my health depends on it. It affects me mentally, physically. It affects me in every way. So I go, even though I don't feel like going on certain days. Maybe I'm sore, maybe I'm tired, or heck, I've got 6 children to deal with. Sometimes it'd be easier just to go home. Okay, number 3, keep a daily tracker for building and trading. Okay, track your daily progress. I'm going to show you, when I'm done with this right here, I'm going to show you something for some proof that you guys need to see that some people take this seriously. Keep a daily tracker for building and trading. Track your daily progress. Do not wing it. If you wing it, you will lose. If you don't have goals, if you don't have targets, and you don't have disciplines, you will lose. Track what you do. I guarantee you, Amazon tracks every day to the penny what they're doing, what their overhead cost is, what employees quit or got fired, what new people got hired, how many trucks they have out on the road. Okay, Walmart, they don't wing it. Okay, if you want this to have, be a serious income for your life, you have to track this. Okay, number 4, you want to set the example. This is very key, guys. Set the example amongst your team that you are the hardest working, most consistent person that they know. Set the example. Ask yourself the question, would you hire you? Would you enroll you? Based upon some people's work ethic, you'd probably fire yourself. I'm not talking to all of you, I'm talking to some. You would never pay you to work for you. You would fire yourself within the first week. You set the example. You be the most consistent. Man, I'd hire myself all day. I'd enroll me all day because I don't tell people what I'm going to do. I just go do it. You need to be the hardest working, most consistent person that your people know. That's Simon Brooks, man. That guy's a freaking workhorse. Roger, that's Mr. Consistency. That's a guy who's on time. In fact, he's not on time. He's early. Okay. You need to be known as that type of person because people want to do business with those types of people. Okay. So again, you create your vision, you commit to act every time that you don't feel like it. You keep a daily tracker, so you're tracking your progress, and you set the example amongst your team. These are the things that you do. And as you do those things, you start to have success. So let me show you something here real quick as we end out here in just a second. I want to show you that some people actually take this seriously. So before this call, I got a message from Jens here. Let me go ahead and bring this up. He was so serious, and he had actually been doing this for a while, just so you know, but he was so serious about wanting to track his progress that he said he was not only going to track it, but he was going to send it to me on a weekly basis. So he put this together, and let me kind of zoom in on here a little bit for you guys. And I'll move this over. So basically, he has a goal where each day, each week, he's trying to reach out to about 20 people a day on Instagram, trying to book meetings, get meetings done. Now you can see here, his numbers are not big. You know, he booked a couple meetings and stuff like that. But here's the key, is he's not only prospecting, but he has his follow-up. He is tracking his progress. Here's his prospecting, and here's his follow-up. This is a person who is going to win because they are tracking. See, there is no faking it. When you say I'm grinding, let me see the report. Let me see the follow-ups. I can tell you, if you were to look at my phone, you'd see all my follow-ups are there. I'm definitely following up with people. I'm supposed to sign a guy up today, and then I have another one Wednesday. And bet your bottom dollar, I'll be following up with them. Hey, want to see if you have any further questions or if you're ready to get started making money. That's my follow-up. Any further questions or if you're ready to get started making money together. Okay. Let me show you something else. I've had this for a long time. People want to track their success. I want to see how serious they are with success. So one more time, share screen. I created chairmantracker.com. Commitment is doing the thing you said you were going to do long after the mood you set it in has left you. Okay. You put your date, your name. Did I read my goals? Did I reach out to 2 to 4 people? Did I get a person to see an overview? Did I promote the calls? Did I repeat my declarations, affirmations? Did I review my gratitude list? Did I read a book? Did I listen to an audio? Now, some people have told me, Brandon, I can't do that list because that looks too overwhelming. You know what's overwhelming? Being broke all the time. Do you know what's overwhelming? Working for a boss you hate and being around coworkers you'd rather not be around. You know what's overwhelming? Never having enough money. Too much month left at the end of the money. Okay. What's overwhelming is not being able to make car payments. What's overwhelming is having to move out of your rental and go live back with your parents who told you that this Ponzi scheme would never work. That is overwhelming, my friends. Being disciplined is not overwhelming. It feels amazing when you accomplish things. Progress is not overwhelming. Creating quality relationships with people is not overwhelming. You guys are going to win. You're going to be victorious. And I'm super excited for your success because there's people on this call right now who are going to win at this. They're going to become a 6-7 figure trader. They're going to become a 6 and 7 figure income earner on the business side as well. And with that, Roger, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back to you. I appreciate you for having me on this call. Roger, there you go.
Let's unmute yourself first. Brandon, thank you. I appreciate that more than I can tell you because that training was fantastic. And guys, if you didn't get all of that training, then when this recording comes out, you need to play it back and listen to it, because if you came on this call 5 minutes late, 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late, you missed gold. And the whole point about the training is about being consistent. We start this training every Monday at exactly the same time. And anyone who comes on these trainings and has come on for any period of time knows they never start late. I don't get why people come in 10 minutes late. Really don't. This is about, see, we've got people still wanting to come in right now. This is about building a business. And it's not a game. The problem is that because you get into a business for a couple of $100, people treat it like a game that you spent a couple of $100 on. The people that treat it seriously turn it into something phenomenal. That's what I'm here for. That's what Brandon's here for. That's what Simon's here for. I know some of you are here for that. Just like Brandon said, the deal is show us. We're here to help. We're here to do everything we can. This weekend is going to be an amazing weekend. Take every opportunity to bring as many people as you can to watch Impact Island this weekend. For you to get the most out of it, it's not about you watching it, it's having more people in your team watch it. The more eyes you get on those guys, the more eyes that you have seeing people making and achieving incredible things, then the better your chances are of prosperity in 2021. We're going to have another call tomorrow evening for our team that's going to be really powerful as well, and very special. I'm going to send out an alert with that shortly. But until then, thank you very much for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciated every second of it. We'll see you again at the same time at 8 p.m. sharp next week. Speak to you soon, guys. Bye, everyone.